Hello, welcome to the Real Estate Regroup Show. I am your host, LJ Walker, a real estate investor helping you realize your dream of owning a home or investing in one. Today, we're going to speak about smelly houses. Yes, it's a very sensitive topic, but it is one that must be addressed. I'm going to be speaking about the different causes of why a home may smell and what can be done to correct it. Okay, the first one. I've shared with you guys in the past that I suffered a sewage backup a couple years ago. Here's what happened. Number one, I didn't realize that the main drain from my house to the city sewer needed to be snaked out every once in a while. And here's why. The city is supposed to clean out the pipes, meaning the main sewage line. But unfortunately, they were not doing that. And that was one of the reasons why that was happening. What I had to do is I had to actually hire a plumber. I actually hired several plumbers. They put a camera down into my main line. They checked to see whether or not my pipes were back pitched. Because if it's back pitched, it's automatically going to have the smell. And the smell is like several people passing gas at the same time. Like it's that bad. Well, it turns out that was not the situation. My pipes are actually going in the right direction. The problem was the city was not doing their job. They were not cleaning out the main line. And now we notice that whenever they clean out the main line, we don't necessarily have to clean out our main line. So that is something that if you have a home and you're experiencing that smell, I would say the first thing to do is call a plumber or three. Okay. Next, sometimes the smell is due to what's behind the wall. Unfortunately, now this home that we bought, it's new construction. When we were setting up the washing machine, we noticed that the hole was not in the right place. What did we find behind the hole? We found some garbage that the contractors left behind. A lot of times, some of them are a little nasty, and instead of taking the food that they eat, their containers, and throwing them in the garbage, they'll just throw them behind the wall. So what happens? That food can be decayed. And even if there's no food there, but just the empty rafters of the food that they were eating, that attracts small animals such as tiny squirrels, raccoons, and rats. Which leads me to number 3. Those animals, if they are trapped behind those walls, because sometimes they get too big to crawl out of the hole that they came through, they'll end up dying in there because they have no food to eat. And you'll probably notice if your home may have a particular smell to it, that area of the home has a certain whiff. There might be something behind the walls that have died. And you may have to go to Home Depot or even to a pet store and buy special deodorizers to make that area of the home smell good. It's either that, tear the wall down and take out that dead animal. In addition, sometimes there may be other cracks in the home, or let's say the front door that you have, there's no door sweeper. Some of those animals can flatten themselves down real low and squeeze underneath the door. Let's say you have something in your home, not necessarily a trap because maybe you don't even know that they're there, but something heavy falls off and falls on top of their head, that animal is dead. Of course, that's where you're going to find a smell. Another thing that happened is this: there are certain plants that kill animals. And if those animals digest those plants, like euphorbia root, it causes the animal to really explode. It's like a bomb. When they eat that root, that seed, it's like a bomb explodes in their body. You're going to have that decaying smell. So even though the euphorbia root plant is something that you plant in your garden in the outside, be mindful of what you're taking inside the home, because we had that plant in a plastic bag. We planted some of the seeds outside and we kept some of the seeds in the bag itself, not realizing that something may have crawled in that bag. That animal, we're not sure what kind of animal it was, digested it and it died. Once we got rid of that, once we found out what that was and we got rid of the bag, we no longer had a smell. Next, pets. You have to keep up with the grooming of your pets, because pets can make your place smell. I have gone to homes where people actually let their animals go to the bathroom inside the house. In the city, listen, it gets cold, and I kind of can understand that they don't walk their dog, and sometimes, things happen. But you have to know that even though you're used to your pet, other people are not. And other people will be more sensitive to pet smells. It's a turnoff, to be quite honest, when you let your pet go in the house, especially if you're doing open house, because I've been to an open house and I've seen doo-doo inside of the house at the front door. That's not a good look. You have to clean your home, especially if you're going to do an open house. Some of you may have had accidents where your pet has urinated on the floors. What some of my friends do, what they have their animals sort of, there's a certain area for their pets. They don't let their pets just roam free, and they've trained their pets to go in certain areas of the home. And it's not like they just go on the floor. They have to go, it's sort of like a special pad that they have to use to go on. And that's what you need to do. If you have pets, try to train them to go on those special pads, if for them to use the bathroom instead of using the whole entire house as a toilet. Just so you know, your home is not going to sell well if those type of odors exist. So if you want it to smell well, please be mindful of that. Next, smoking. Sometimes smoke can get into carpet, can get into wallpaper. If you are someone who smokes, or if the previous homeowner was a smoker, and you go in the house and your house smells of smoke, what you probably will want to do before you move any furniture or anything like that in there, remove the carpet and remove the wallpaper. That'll take care of any smells from the smoke. It'll also take away any smells from the pets as well. Next thing to think about is cooking. If you are going to be doing an open house, be mindful of the type of food that you cook. Fish, for example, most fish has a particular scent. And what happens is that instead of people focusing on what your house has to offer, they'll be focused on the smell of fish. That's why many realtors will advise you to bake cookies instead, because the aroma of cookies is a lot more pleasant than the aroma of certain certain foods such as fish. You have to be also mindful if you use curry when you're cooking. I love curry. Some smells of curry bother me, some of them don't, but there are some people that are completely turned off by that smell. So again, just be mindful, especially when you're doing an open house. That leads me to number 7, your trash can. Clean out your trash can every so often. Don't just empty the trash, but every once in a while, if you pass by it, sniff it and clean it out. It holds odors that can be offensive to others. The other things that you can do in order to make sure that your house is nice and fresh is to declutter. A lot of times, especially those of you who are born during the Depression or grew up during that particular time, you find it hard to throw things away. Or if you grew up extremely poor, you have that, there's a saying that says, waste not, want not. And there's always this idea of repurposing things. No, sometimes you need to let those things go. Either donate them or just throw them in the garbage. They really are, it's just taking up space. And sometimes those items like cardboard will get moldy. And mold has a smell to it. It's also can make people sick, including yourself. So try as hard as it may be to start decluttering your home. Next, if you do find that your home has mold, you want to hire professionals to take the mold out, to remove the mold from your home. You don't want to let just anybody do it. It's illegal to do so. Okay. Another thing that you can do around your home, clean your filters. Apply baking soda. Clean appliances such as refrigerators, stove, washing machines, microwave. All of those things, sometimes after a while, they can carry an odor. Besides replacing your carpets and filters, mattresses also hold odor, and so do drapes. You want to investigate and see whether or not they are holding on to any odors as well. And if they are, you may need to replace those. Okay? So, folks, those are my suggestions for having a nice, clean smelling home. There are a number of products on the market that can assist you with this, and you can find them at many home repair stores and pet stores, as a matter of fact. So hopefully the information that I've shared with you will help you to make smart financial moves. Feel free to pass this along and share this. Remember, each one, reach one, teach one. Bye for now. Until next time, have a good night.